Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. What an incredible night for Chelsea Football Club. This is probably one of the biggest and best 6 things we learned, the most unexpected 6 things we learned that we can possibly imagine. We were absolutely brilliant. Now, I don't know about you lot, but I did not see this performance coming from Chelsea whatsoever. We were absolutely unbelievable. And it begs the question, why could we not have seen this from our football club all season long? It's funny what happens when Pochettino keeps players in their correct position. You've got natural Malo Gusto at right back, overlapping on the right hand side. Natural Ben Chilwell as a left back on the left hand side, overlapping for Chelsea. And then this is the key part today. This is what made Chelsea tick and made us so good. Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo right next to one another playing in a midfield pivot. Conor Gallagher was getting himself forward, but if you look at Enzo and Caicedo, particularly in that first half where Chelsea were absolutely magnificent for all of it, Enzo, Caicedo were next to one another. When it was time to get forward, Enzo was getting forward. Gallagher, defensive work rate was excellent, and he arrived in the box to make it Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 0. And I'll be quite honest with you, I did not expect us to get anything from this game. I thought we were done. I thought we were down and out, and it would have taken a managerial change to get a key and a tone out of these players. But this is what happens, and a lot of people will turn around and be very blunt about it and be like, well, this can't have been Pochettino. You've got to give credit where credit is due to everybody for what we saw out there tonight. But I will say this, when you've got young players, players that have seemingly struggled to understand instructions, seemingly are naive to being able to take on board different strategies, different tactics. What we saw tonight from Chelsea was similar to what we saw from a Pochettino Spurs team when they were at their blistering attacking best. We had a 4-3-3. I fully did not expect this to be the case. I thought we were going to go and change things to a 3 at the back, but Pochettino, credit to him, he decided to remain true to the 4 at the back system. We see Axel Disasi and Badia Shiel, that Monaco partnership that played over 100 times together. It's funny. Belle Silva, I don't want to just dig Thiago Silva into a hole here, but she's the one saying that we need a change, and then her husband gets dropped, and all of a sudden, Chelsea looks so much better. There are 2 players today that didn't play, Sterling and Silva. Those are the 2 that you're like, wonder what we're going to see here. Chelsea, so much tighter when it comes to the press from the back. Both Disasi and Badia Shiel, so much tighter to the midfield. And with Sterling, we actually had everybody out there working. We didn't see the lackluster decision making. Of course, Sterling comes on in the second half, but when he starts, Chelsea, there seems to be a reluctance to get him the ball because then no one's going to get it back. Sterling will run into a player, run into trouble. But man to man, Chelsea were absolutely amazing. If that isn't a good enough reason to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to GBFC, if you're new around here and haven't already done so, this has got to be the most positive 6 things we learned probably of the season so far, definitely of 2024 so far, and we've got to give credit to absolutely everybody. The Chelsea away fans too, I want to give these guys a moment for a second because the way that they sang all night, I know that the allocation for FA Cup games is like 6,500 or something, but considering the way that the whole club has been down and out, I know that when you look at my YouTube channel, it's been very negative, but come on. Up until this point, after the last week, everything deserves to be negative, and that is the ebb and flow of football. You want it to change. You want to be having to go in on players. You don't want that, but you want there to be an immediate change. You want to see reactions. And today, we're buzzing. We've even got a blue box as we go into the boxes later on in this video. But let's talk a little bit about how Chelsea took control of this game so early on. The first goal is scored by Conor Gallagher. It is brilliant work from Nicholas Jackson, who was at his best today when he was out on that left-hand side, coming into the middle. Brilliant run from Jackson. Gets himself towards the byline, cuts it back. The ball's in the box. It comes to Noni Madueke, and he just taps it back to Gallagher, who scores, finally, his first goal of the Chelsea season. Considering that we've been praising Gallagher all season, the critique that we have wanted recently is that, look, if you're not going to be contributing goals, if you're not going to be getting as many assists as we'd want you to, playing slightly more advanced in a midfield, but still with that defensive work rate that we know he has so close to him, then there's probably a world where Gallagher comes out the Chelsea team. And tonight, he absolutely set the tone for us with that opening goal. The second is brilliant work from Malo Gusto, who, by the way, if we ever do see Chelsea go into a back three for whatever cause of desperation that we might be in the future, Gusto could prolong Reece James's career. Reece James, right centre-back, underlapping the way that we've seen Trent do for Liverpool with Gusto as a wing-back. Because Malo Gusto is far too good of a footballer to be on the bench if Reece James is fit. I'm telling you now, this guy is brilliant. Gets down the right-hand side, puts the cross into the box, and Nicholas Jackson, this time coming centrally, scoring his first headed goal for Chelsea. I thought Nicholas Jackson tonight was absolutely fantastic. Gusto with the cross, and it's Jackson with the finish. Goal number 3. Before we talk about goal number 3, let's just talk about how Chelsea didn't take their foot off the gas at the end of the first half, but we absolutely calmed things down and tried to give ourselves as many opportunities as possible to avoid the moments of madness that have allowed teams to score against us this season. We managed ourselves perfectly. Goal number 3, for me, this is moment of the season so far. Enzo Fernandez wins the free kick. It's questionable. He kind of air shots it. It looks like there's a foul coming in through him from behind. And he picks up that ball. He looks at his World Cup winning goalkeeper and he's like, you know what, mate? You've already arrived in England. You're the best goalie in the world, whatever. I am landing my own private jet on Villa Park tonight and I am making a stand. We spoke about it in the video before this match today. Enzo Fernandez landed with that free kick. It is the best free kick you could ever see. And I'm not just exaggerating here. You cannot score a better goal from a free kick than what we just saw from Enzo Fernandez. Not only that, Martinez is right there. He could have made an unbelievable save, but it's that good that he can't. Enzo rips off his shirt, yellow card. I love it. You know why? Because he runs over to the cameras, points at his own name on the shirt and says, I'm staying here. My head is here. That moment in itself is watershed. That moment is the biggest moment that Enzo has had since he joined Chelsea in January last year. To confirm his allegiance to this club, to prove that he's proper flipping Chelsea, is everything that we could have asked for. And I tell you what, as much as I did not see this performance coming, as much as I'm not going to let myself get carried away about how we move forward, because we've got to see consistency. That's been the biggest qualm with this Chelsea team all season long, is can we remain consistent? If we can, that Enzo moment might just be it. From Pochettino playing Enzo and Caicedo together that close, watching them both play the way they did today, this could be it. Who knows? Let's move into the boxes. I've absolutely loved the start of this video. If you haven't yet, hit the like button already, but it is a blue box today for Enzo Fernandez. This is the best I've seen him play for Chelsea. He was absolutely magnificent out there tonight, and it wasn't just that free kick. We're not going to get carried away by one moment of brilliance, because there is multiple moments of control, multiple moments of domination in that Chelsea midfield, which is what we've been absolutely crying out for from Enzo Fernandez. He was playing today with like that captain's passion, that captain's determination, that captain's drive in the Chelsea midfield. I thought Enzo was absolutely magnificent. Box number 2 is a green for Nicholas Jackson. The man is back from the African Cup of Nations, and wow, he was so explosive in that first half. It was the runs, the timing of the runs, and the decision making. When to pass the ball, when not to have a silly little shot at the near post because you're up against one of the best goalkeepers in the world. It was a mature, decisive performance today from Nicholas Jackson, who I thought maybe if it wasn't just for how brilliant I thought Chelsea were in the midfield, I could have given Jackson a blue as well. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. And I think Raheem Sterling, obviously he comes on, but I've said I didn't want to see Sterling, as well as Madueke and Mudryk, near the Chelsea team anymore. We're going to talk about one of those in a second. Nicholas Jackson might actually be the best left winger that Chelsea have at our football club. We move into box number 3. Let me just remember the order here because I've already forgotten the order in which we have gone. But box number 3 is a green for Moises Caicedo, part of that magnificent Chelsea midfield tonight at Villa Park. And by the way, we're in a League Cup final. We are now in the League Cup, the FA Cup, 5th round, Stamford Bridge against Leeds United. What a mouth-watering cup tie that's going to be. Moises Caicedo today was also absolutely brilliant. The way that he would just kind of sit in that centre-back position when Chelsea defenders were on the front foot. Badiashile, you've got Chilwell overlapping on that left-hand side. Badiashile trying to get him the ball as quickly as possible. And then you see Caicedo kind of jump in alongside Disasi to shield that back line. Big tackles, big moments. I thought Moises Caicedo today was absolutely fantastic. And I think it's overall here, the most surprising thing is when we talk about these individual performances that were so brilliant from these Chelsea players. I think it is just the collective nature about what we were so good at tonight, about playing for each other, fighting for one another, having passes available when we had the ball in tight spaces and Aston Villa were trying to press us to win us that ball back. We were frustrating them with the fact that we could answer every question that they threw at us. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Chelsea. Box number 4 is a green for Malo Gusto. As I said, this guy is a magnificent footballer. Malo Gusto, getting forward, he's brilliant. Defensively, absolutely solid, astute, sound. I think he's a fantastic player. I really, really do. And I think there is definitely a world where a good problem that whoever it is, Pochettino or whatever the Chelsea manager is moving forward, when Reece James comes back, if Gusto keeps playing like he did tonight at Villa Park, then you're going to absolutely have to find a way to play both Gusto and Reece James in the same Chelsea team. Box number 5. I'm very happy that I'm saying this because Noni Madueke was one of those 3 players that I said I don't want him anywhere near the Chelsea 11. Everything about what I saw from Madueke tonight proved that incorrect. And I'm so happy that I'm wrong when I'm critiquing Chelsea players. If I'm proved wrong by a reaction from those players on the pitch, I'm buzzing about it. I don't need to be proved right every time. My ego isn't massive in this Chelsea footballing world. It's not. Noni was absolutely brilliant. He was explosive. The running down that right-hand side was absolutely brilliant. The determination. And Pochettino absolutely clapping him every single time. Deserves all of the praise that he gets for that performance, Noni Madueke. And again, as much as he scored those 2 at Luton, I think this was Noni's best performance. I think there were so many players out there for Chelsea in this FA Cup tie that you can easily say put in the biggest and best shifts that they have in a blue shirt so far. Aston Villa, they may not be in the best form, but they have had such a brilliant season. And Villa Park, to go to Villa Park and do what we've done to them tonight, blow them away, is absolutely magnificent. Box number 6, I've given it to Gallagher because I think overall, when it's about the shape of that midfield and you see Caicedo, Enzo doing so well together, it was also made possible by that shape that Gallagher afforded to the Chelsea midfield with that getting back defensive work rate, opening the scoring, setting the tone for Chelsea. The first goal tonight was always going to be everything for this Chelsea team. Gallagher gets it. We were absolutely brilliant. This is such a massive win for Chelsea, and it could be a turning point. I don't want to say it is. It could be. And we need to see development, growth from this result and performance when we go to Crystal Palace on Monday night. If you did enjoy this video, it's been a flipping good one this. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and make sure you check out my vlog channel. Link in the description, there's a new vlog coming out this week. Thank you guys for watching. Come on you Blues.